Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audiblepodcast.com/Sorgatron Media. Over 75,000 titles to choose from for your iPod, iPhone, or MP3 player.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AwesomeCast, episode 48. We're here. We're back again. We're doing awesome things. Down to the bare bones crew this week. I'm Sorg. With me, as always, straight out of... Where the hell are you? You're back in the warehouse, I see. Rob De La Creta, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm up here in the cotton factory, if you will.
Yeah, always. Every time you say that, it sounds like it's code for something more devious.
Yeah, it does.
No, the Bat Cave is downstairs. This is just the cotton factory. This is legitimately a t-shirt.
Chachi.
Yeah.
I think... Never mind.
No, it's just Rob. It's
What?
always like this.
Oh.
What?
Okay, never mind.
What's
You're all
happening?
Skippy, and I thought something bad was happening.
No,
More importantly,
it's just
remember
Rob.
the pillows I was telling you about last week?
Yes,
Yes,
the pillows!
How are the pillows, Rob?
Yes.
They arrived today. They're sitting on my porch right now.
Oh.
And
So
I'm
you-
fostering a dog, and I've been sleeping on the couch for like a week, so I'm going to be really angry when I go home and I can't use my brand new amazing pillows.
Oh.
That's
But you
a
get to
shame.
cuddle with a puppy.
No, you don't want to cuddle with this puppy.
Really?
I should show you the picture that Jenny sent me when she came home to see the puppy.
Uh-huh.
Imagine, if you will, a 2-year-old beagle who still thinks he's a puppy dancing in poop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh? He's not nice. Not nice at all.
No, definitely not. And of course, behind the boards is Chachi of ChachiSays.net.
Yes. Hi, Mike.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm well. Hi, Rob.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm behind this magical setup as per usual.
Yeah, magical.
So,
Just because you're behind a Mac and you're playing on your phone, what are you doing?
I'm text messaging and tweeting.
Jeez.
Have any of you guys been playing Tiny Wings?
No, what is Tiny Wings?
Oh, you need to play
Wow,
Tiny.
way to interrupt my intro.
I'm sorry, Tiny Wings is really important.
Wow. So, you want me to announce the contest now or wait?
There's a contest.
There
You can
is
say
a
that there's a
contest.
contest.
There's a contest.
Yes.
You want me to wait for details or do you want me to go on? with
You know
the
what?
show?
Why not? Wait, okay, so we have some stuff around here
Yes.
that we need to get rid of.
Right.
Including
We are
plenty of passes to the Toonseum.
Right.
We gave away a couple from the Comic-Con, which was really awesome since it was like right across from the Toonseum display.
Right.
It set up everything.
Yes.
And they're having this really awesome... I've been holding on to mine because I know this audience and the Mayhem Show audience kind of like superheroes.
Yes, everyone loves superheroes.
And they have the superheroes exhibit
for
going
Rob.
on down there. Except for Rob.
Rob doesn't like
anti-superhero.
superheroes.
It's not that I don't like superheroes, it's just that I don't read comics.
Oh, well, there you go.
He doesn't
Hatred
like...
for superheroes.
He doesn't... He's un-American.
Damn commie. Anyways, so they got a really cool, thing going in there. Superheroes, icons, and origins, I think it's
Yes.
called. Wow, that was really good, wasn't it?
It was.
I'm
That was
impressed
dead,
with
that
myself.
was dead on. You remembered.
Wow.
You, sir, remembered.
But they're going to have, some Superman, Spider-Man, Batman kind of stuff, some original artwork. I saw Romita Kubert kind of stuff,
Right.
And toonseum.org, I believe is the address. Is it on there? Is it on the passes? Yes, it is.
Toonseum.org.
Well, we got a few to give away, so Chachi.
What's their phone number?
412.
Uh-huh. You fail.
412 Toonseum?
No.
No.
I don't know. But, yeah, right there.
Okay.
That's 2. Count them, 2. Free passes. 1 free adult admission per pass. All you have to do is find me tomorrow. That's it. And and follow AwesomeCast.
And I hope you live in Pittsburgh and work in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Follow me tomorrow, or find me tomorrow. Follow the AwesomeCast account, and you will have hints as to where I'm sitting. I'll be doing this on my lunch break. So you have approximately 1 hour to find me.
Now, okay, they have to find you.
What if I were to find you while you're using the bathroom?
I don't think you are eligible to win the contest.
Well, I mean, what if someone
hypothetically
were to knock on your stall door while you're dropping the Cosby kids off at the pool?
You get a special surprise.
Yeah, you win double the prize, or you win an extra little.
Are you trying to say that you poop passes for the Toonseum? Is that what you're trying to say?
Now you're just being ridiculous. But yeah, and I'll be tweeting this later on. So if you missed the information here...
Now you're at Chachi Says for our audio listeners.
Yes, I am at Chachi Says.
Now, was Foursquare incorporated in this?
No, it's not going to be.
Okay, that was
the original.
Plan B. This is Plan B. That was Plan A.
Yes, originally I was going to do it where I was going to put a link to my Foursquare account and tell all of the people interested that I would be sitting at one of the places that I'm mayor of in downtown Pittsburgh. But that seemed too in-depth, and I figured I would just tweet random things about where I'm sitting. So yeah, find me tomorrow. Win passes.
Now you're going to have your camera. You're going to try to kind of video blog this. We'll see see how it goes. Maybe we'll have something to show people.
What if they show up naked?
Then I have a blur job to do. That sounds dirty on its own. I have a
damn you.
I have to blur some stuff, and there you go.
Look at her. She's got one heck of a blur job, eh?
All right. Wow. So go check that out. We're going to try some other contests too.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is just the beginning.
I think, well, other than the Museum passes, the other thing we have a lot of stuff for wrestling. We have a couple DVDs we gave away to Comic-Con, and we have a few more. What's that?
I said, really?
What?
I'm just interested.
You're engaging with me and making this more interesting to our... Oh, okay, I didn't know the method here. The Chachi School of Radio Broadcasting.
Wow. Obscene gesture.
So that's off air. So keep follow at AwesomeCast, at Sorgatron Media, and our accounts at Sorgatron, at Chachi Says, at RobJDLC, and you'll see stuff going on. So let's get right into the news.
No.
What do you want to get into, Chachi?
Since
news. You're behind the... Okay.
I want to get to the news.
Okay.
And since Sorg forgets to cover this each and every time, you can reach us at contact@awesomecast.com or the phone number 724-25-ACAST. That's 724-252-2278.
You didn't sing it.
I know.
All right.
There's not a song for this one.
Okay.
So now we can do the news.
There's the news.
Can we start with my favorite part?
Rob, can we start with his favorite part?
What's his favorite part?
It's just so happy about that.
I'm excited about this.
What terribly lame, boring piece of duty could you possibly want to inform anybody?
Wow.
Whoa.
And
it's going to be the completely negative awesome cast
I
this
am
week.
turning down Rob right now.
No.
No, I'm kidding. So if you watched my vidcast... Right. That's what I said if you watch my vidcast...
Or if you watched a certain hour of the Chachi Plays Marathon.
Yes. Or if you watched the third or fourth hour.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That was the Little Big Planet hour with our friends from...
GamesAreForIdiots.com.
Thank you.
But, I have this hatred. This deep-seated anger for Sony.
So vile that I had to bleep you.
Oh, wait a second. You can't rant right now. Your rant has to buffer.
You made a joke about Sony.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
You inserted the disc. You own the software. It's right in your hand. You're not downloading anything. But it's going to take at least 6 minutes for you to be able to do this rant.
But wait! There's more, Rob. If you own a PS3...
Which I don't.
Right, because you're smart.
Because you're a rational adult.
Yes. If you own a PS3, you, sir, have access to PlayStation's free network of online content and game playing with your friends who also own PS3s.
That sounds pretty cool. Go on.
This is an interesting pitch.
But
there's more.
Oh, God.
It's free. Okay? And you can buy things to enhance your gameplay on the Sony PlayStation Network.
Kind of like an app store. I'm with you. Go on.
But it crashes.
Okay.
And all of your public information, or all of your private information is now out there, including your credit card numbers.
Really?
You are effed.
All right.
In the A.
To bring this
So
around,
the good news is, those of us who don't own a PlayStation 3 can go ahead and use those credit card numbers to buy a PlayStation 3 without taking any kind of monetary damage.
That's
yes,
right.
Exactly. Now, okay, to bring this around, what happened as far
hold
as
on.
hold on.
What's wrong with
I
my
think
pitch?
there was a little bit you may have skipped over. Now, and actually, I think you'll be more entertained by this. All right, so sometime last week, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. I don't have it right here. But okay, yes, the PlayStation Network is down. Has been down. Still is down. It's Tuesday. And this is like last Wednesday or Thursday when it went down. Did you know this is a voluntary shutdown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Well, apparently, Sony got attacked. Wouldn't disclose who attacked them. Anonymous says we didn't do it. And Anonymous, if people have been following the news, the whole Geohot Anonymous case and attacks and everything, so they're not involved. So separated from that, it seems. They saw the attack coming. They lost some credit card numbers in the first run of it. Yes, that comic on Penny Arcade has been awesome. I'll get to that in a second. And so they shut it down before anything really, really bad happened, other than losing their customers' private information. Of course, and then this was a big week because both Mortal Kombat and Portal 2 came out. And man, at least if you bought Portal 2, you can play it online with your friends over on the PC because you got a code for that with that, which was a really nice touch. They were also supposed to be starting the Steam integration with the PC side, with the Portal 2 release. None of that's happening, and they're actually sitting there and rebuilding the network to be more resilient to whatever got them shut down, scared them into shutting down in the first place.
See, when I first heard about this, I just heard that the network was down.
And this is nothing unusual. I mean, Xbox has gone down here and there. Netflix has gone down, and that's fine. And usually they'll I do pay for Xbox Live, so they'll refund me that little bit or whatever. So I mean, that's fine. This is free.
Yes. When I first read about it, I didn't read the whole article because I started laughing because Sony failed at something else. And I just read a line, like it was the title, and then it said that they had no idea as to when it would be back up. And the first thing that popped into my head was some completely overweight nerd walking through the network closet, tripping and yanking out all of these network wires.
I feel like we've had this visual on the show before.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, you can. I can hear all the sounds associated with it. He's got a big. What's the flavor of Mountain Dew they only sell at Taco Bell?
Oh, the Baja
Blast.
Yeah, so he's got the extra large container of Baja Blast in his left hand. He's got his terrible Android phone in his right hand.
Oh.
Some awesome Star Wars t-shirt. He hasn't shaved in a lifetime. Wait. And he's doing nothing but staring at his phone, looking at the internet.
Neckbeard.
Oh no, I tripped, I fallen. Oh no.
Bobby FJ Town says, "Hey, I resemble that remark."
And Baja Blast all over the place, and it's just not pretty.
Right.
The whole PSN network goes down, and the 5 people who own a PS3 cry themselves to sleep.
It was just one of those things where I'm picturing a whole team of Sony employees in the network closet, plugging cords back in and saying, "Is that it? No.
Is that it? Is that can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Right. And it's just bad, and it makes me happy.
It makes you
because
happy.
It means I wasn't wrong.
That it sucks, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, Sony failed yet again. After I pointed out, and it was an obvious thing I pointed out, but they didn't do anything to improve my ideas of it. Sorry, we can move on now.
That's fine.
So, in short, PlayStation 3s are still terrible, and the PlayStation Network is no better, and Sony is really not doing that great.
Right.
Okay.
So, Sony, hire me, pay me 7 digits a year, and I will fix your entire company.
The systems in your company don't go down like this.
Never. We only have, and I'm not saying this because it's my company, I'm just saying this to point out that, and we're nowhere near as big as Sony, and we'll never be that big.
No.
But the only outages we have are planned. Now, if my company can do it, and millions of other companies around the world can do it,
why can't one of the, if not the biggest media and electronic company in the world,
right,
pull it off?
Yep.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Well, I gotta tell you what, guys. I've been doing a little bit of freelance here. I woke up last Thursday, and to find that my whole world was shut down. I logged into Hootsuite, my Twitter client of choice, which I pay for. Sorry, Chachi distracted me in the chat room. What's going on there?
Oh, I don't know.
You signed out. And some people added me from the night before for something called twitfan.com. I don't know. And Mediafly wasn't working for me to check out my podcasts while I was working. Yeah. Amazon, one place in Northern Virginia went down. It's their EC2 service, apparently. Now, we've heard a lot about, like, Amazon, was it S3, Rob? That usually we hear about going down, and that takes out, like, Twitter and Netflix.
Well, S3 doesn't really go down. It's really a matter of how many database calls are being made at a given time.
I think it's, like, overrun. Okay. Well, this one, and I don't think they've had an explanation come out for it yet that I heard of today at least. But the EC2, I believe, is the acronym for it.
It's the elastic computing.
Elastic computing, yes. Apparently, and I guess how this works is it's redundant. It expands to how much service they need. Is right. The idea.
For it by the hour, so you only use as much as you need to, and it's always scalable to whatever usage you're going through.
So everything is redundant in the facility and everything, and they have offsites in other places. But something happened there in that facility in Northern Virginia that severed the connection for a lot of these services. Again, Hootsuite, no, Netflix wasn't part of it. Netflix may be a little bit of a part of it. And this was coinciding with what was going on with PlayStation, so people were wondering if it was connected. Which that would be really interesting if PlayStation Network was running on Amazon. But I'm sure they can afford their own service. Well, who knows now? But it's been a really big thing. It was probably 24 hours before I know Hootsuite was back up. But even some of the companies have come out and said, yeah, our system went down, but if we actually opted for the service that we should have in the first place to be truly secure in this situation, we wouldn't have gone down. It was our fault, because a lot of them, I guess there's an option for them to be on this one location. And I guess there's two of these facilities. There's one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. There's one out in Europe. And I think maybe a few other places around the world. And for whatever reason, they were just on the one location, and that got severed. And who knows? Another kind of mysterious thing, they haven't said what's going on with it.
Right.
So, and I don't know if anything's going to happen with, I don't know if I'm going to be refunded a day of my payment or anything.
No, you're not.
So you're probably not.
No, you're not getting anything.
You're not getting anything back.
But
although I can tell you what happened.
What happened?
There was this big hairy nerd walking through the network. No, I'm kidding.
It would have been a massive line of cables. No, it had to been something more technical than that.
He spilled his Baja Orange on a server.
Why do you say on Baja Orange?
I should really go for some Baja. I'll be honest.
Man, who couldn't go for some Taco Bell right now?
Have you been to Los Cabos yet?
No, where's that at?
Yeah, what's that?
On Penn, next to the Brillo box.
Oh,
okay.
Los Cabos, the best Mexican food you will find in a 50-mile radius of Pittsburgh, hands down.
No, I have to. Are they
and dirt
real?
cheap.
Are they
dirt
real
cheap.
Mexicans?
It is. Yes, there's a guy who moved here from SoCal.
Okay.
And like half the kitchen doesn't speak English.
Comparable to Velas?
I was never a fan of Las Vegas food, gotta be honest.
Oh.
I was never really happy with Las Vegas overall.
Oh.
Yeah, the drinks were never consistent, the beer selection was terrible, and the food never impressed me.
Oh.
Yeah. But Los Cabos is legitimate, like, it's SoCal Mexican. Like, it's not Mexico Mexican, but it's SoCal California Mexican. So you got your fish tacos. And this is a great derail, by the way, but you should go. They serve breakfast tacos.
So if you're in the Pittsburgh area and looking for some good Mexican,
yes.
It just goes to show you how easily we are distracted by anything.
Especially food.
What?
So, yeah. So what's next?
How about the white unicorn of the technology world?
The white iPhone of the technology world?
Do we have to?
Well, usually it's rumors and stuff, but they have boxes here. There's pictures of boxes.
Could be rumors, but they don't got those pictures.
They got
boxes,
pictures of boxes. They're not fuzzy or anything like that.
Does it really make a difference what color your iPhone is?
Well, now it's white, and it's coming out a whole month before I would usually see an announcement for my next phone. So that's what's kind of got me concerned. Because why would you release this now?
How long are we going to spend on this topic?
Not long, unless it turns into a better topic.
I will tell you the thing about the white iPhone. So a lot of people,
about the white
including probably the two of you, the white iPhone thing. Like, you're like, I've got a black one. Why do I need a white one? Why would I go? Why would I wait? Why do we? I hadn't seen the white, the quintessential white Apple device until last week. I had a white iPad 2 in the studio. And my boss, we got a lot of tech going through here. We had not seen the white in person. It's nice. It's really nice, and it made us wish that we had ordered a whole bunch of white iPads instead of black iPads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is really nice. I wish I had a white iPhone after seeing it in person. It is exceptional. But the story is that some Belgian retailer just received their first batch of 16 and 32 gig iPhones. They posted pictures on their site, and they're shipping, but only to the Benelux region. So it doesn't really mean anything.
That's weird.
We can't verify it, but the pictures are there, so it's just like any other Apple story.
So I guess the concern is, we're not expecting iPhone 5, or I heard the iPhone 4S name being tossed around today until this fall. So that's painful. That's painful.
That's kind of what I assumed.
Yeah?
What's the release rate on the iPhone is 1 per year, right?
1 per year, but usually it's out by end of June, early July.
Okay, right.
So that's why. And then I'm wondering about people in a position like me. Like, I've been out of contract for months with my 3GS, and there's a lot of people with 3GSs that are kind of getting long in the tooth. I mean, it's still very functional for what I'm doing, but for the people that are like, oh, I'll wait till next year. That next year just became really long for us. So.
Yeah, even the MacRumors.com has the quintessential Mac buyer's guide, which has the release dates and everything.
Exactly.
And it currently says don't buy, update soon, but
for the iPhone.
Yeah, for the iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's one thing if you were somebody on Verizon that was like, oh, I can finally get it. Here we go, But I just can't see it, And then there's also the thought about the T-Mobile one coming out soon. Which I guess
you're not going to see any products coming out as part of the AT&T T-Mobile merger for at least a year, if not.
No, I don't think it's part of the merger. I think they were legitimately. This is outside of the merger. They were going to have a T-Mobile version.
That seems silly.
Of the iPhone?
Of the iPhone, yeah.
I'm going to write that off as really silly and not going to happen.
Yeah,
okay.
I got to agree with Rob.
Okay.
That just seems.
Like, if the two companies are looking to merge, why would you go through the trouble of spending all the millions of dollars it takes to brand?
Or did they already, before the merger got... I mean, the merger is, a month old now?
I mean, on a marketing value, like a market value type standpoint, doesn't it make a lot more sense to say, hey, AT&T just merged with T-Mobile, so congratulations, all of you T-Mobile users who are currently on the T-Mobile network. You can get the brand new AT&T iPhone that works on the T-Mobile network instead of pushing the old brand of T-Mobile. Because AT&T doesn't want people to buy T-Mobile devices. They want to buy AT&T
but still,
devices.
They're still operating as two companies. So if iPhone was already looking as business as usual, we're going to put this out this year in 2011, just to get another carrier to get get that in. Because T-Mobile's the number 3.
Yeah.
By itself. So, I mean, of course, Sprint's going to be last if they're going to be the smallest one. So I think it kind of makes sense for their kind of rolled out of carrier domination here. But they may be second guessing it with the merger. Yeah, I think I agree with you, but that doesn't mean they weren't already moving forward on it. And who knows? Maybe they're at the point of no return for all we know.
Yeah.
So that it was scheduled for like the mid-May, and it's already on its way. Who knows? So,
Speaking of conspiracies,
yes,
Bring on the aliens.
bring on the aliens. Have you guys ever done the SETI at home thing?
never really did. I think a friend of mine did on his Linux machine back in the day.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. For anybody not familiar, SETI is the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. If you've ever seen a movie with all the satellite dishes in the desert looking for signals from far-off lands, that is part of the SETI project, which is from the SETI Institute. Basically, they operate a whole lot of equipment to listen for any sort of anomaly or any kind of communication, just in case any other race or existence anywhere out there in the universe or the galaxy tries to contact us. We make sure that somebody's there to answer the phone. Bad news. The primary observation facility, the Allen Telescope Array, has run out of money for its basic operations.
No.
42 gigantic radio dish telescopes down. Done.
Wow.
SETI turned off.
I feel like we should have a moment of silence for that. Okay.
All right. A side note, and related to our old story, there was a SETI program on your PlayStation 3, which wouldn't have been running this last week anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, so...
Way to go, Sony.
Yeah. Now, we, and then I did just see Skyline, so I don't think it's going to help. And the cat is about to pounce on me. What the hell just happened?
Wow.
Did you see that?
The cat doesn't like it when you talk about
see
Sony.
that? The cat's just like...
The
right in front of
cat.
me. This is only exciting to me because I never see my cat do that before. Okay, sorry. Now we're a typical podcast.
Wow. So Android.
What's that, sir?
Android. Wow.
What the hell?
Am I just going to say things and then the two of you can repeat them in unison?
Do you want us to?
That makes us interesting.
We probably shouldn't.
Okay.
Because I'm going to make you say some things that shouldn't be said.
All right.
That doesn't surprise me.
Turning that one off. Okay.
So the U.S. Army been toying around with the idea of everybody having a smartphone.
Okay.
Quite a while. They want to have a way for all the soldiers to communicate effectively in a larger, radio communications are great, satellite communications are great, but in order to have multimedia in the way of maps and organizational stuff, you need something that is a little heavier, but at the same time having a laptop not the best idea. So, a prototype device called the Joint Battle Command Platform, developed by the tech nonprofit Meter, is currently undergoing tests, which will be a Google Android device for military application.
Ooh.
Yeah, it weighs about 2 pounds, which is a whole lot lighter than the current Net Warrior sensors that they're using, which is like sensors, computers, radios, mapping stuff, all kinds of nonsense. And it's cool. Android, Army. And this is also, the reason I also want to bring this up is because I know a lot of people are going to say, Android is way better because the U.S. Army is using Android for a platform. No, actually, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to pull out every little piece of crap out of that OS and rewrite it with the stuff that millions of dollars.
Yeah. They got the manpower. They'll. Is there much with government being involved in? Again, this is a Linux project. With Android. How much has the government kind of dabbled with the open source?
Quite a bit.
Like that.
Quite a bit. There's a lot of GPL stuff in base software. There's a lot of GPL in the Pentagon. There's actually a fair amount of OS X hardware in the Pentagon as well. Servers and the like, and stuff like that. There is no details on what piece of hardware they are using for this at the moment, but I only
it could be custom for all we know.
It'll be the iPhone.
It's completely custom. I guarantee it, because they have to have something.
It'll be the white
that'll
iPhone.
toughen that already.
Oh, that's why they released the white iPhone, so they can put Android on for the government.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, how about you?
All right.
Snap your fingers.
I was making fun of Sorg.
Oh, okay. That's pretty easy.
Switcher's not doing his job here.
How about you go on with the news?
Go on with the news. All right, Rob. What's this about IP addresses? And I'll get the next thing Chachi wants to make fun of here.
Oh, okay. I love making fun of stuff. What are we going to talk about? Ooh, IP address.
What are you doing?
I have no idea.
I'm reading the story about IP addresses.
Chachi's having his own show over there.
Somebody stop him. Whatever he's doing, somebody
I
stop
am
him.
reading the stories that you guys put in the link place.
Well, it's about time. We're only in the middle of the show.
I'm sorry. I was a little bit busy today.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was busy as well. But I still managed to get the stories together.
I'm gonna... Wow.
Okay, so anyway, IP addresses. So if you're familiar with IP addresses,
episode
good for you.
number 48.
If you're not, every computer on the inner tubes has an IP address, which is basically a numbered address for your machine. The easiest way to describe the whole deal is when information is passed around the internet, it's passed around much in the same way that letters are passed through the U.S. postal system, and everything needs an address, except the address of your computer will be something in the range of 255.255.255.255. IPv4, because we're not using IPv6 yet. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
We're running out of IP addresses. But,
yeah. When's that going through?
There's actually a whole really geeky story, but I didn't want to get into it. But yeah, basically nobody's using IPv6 yet. And there are countries that have legitimately run out of IP addresses.
Wow.
Really funny. So anyway, back to the story. So the thing about an IP address is if I want to know, say, where Chachi is, I can find out his IP address by figuring out what address my machine is communicating to him with. And then I can do what's called a trace route, which will basically look at all the different machines that I have to hop through to get to Chachi's computer, which will give me an approximate give or take range. Usually, if you're on cable, it'll connect you to what's called the substation, which is the big hub of where all the houses are connected to. So, like, if you look at mine, you can definitely figure out I'm in the city of Pittsburgh, but good luck at getting any better than that. But some scientists who are looking to make your anonymity on the internet go completely away have figured out how to pin down your location within a half mile without use of GPS tracking, just using some clever use of software. That is really complicated, but wow. Most importantly, what this means for you, aside from the geeky nerdiness tech, is even if you do not have a GPS-enabled device, even if you don't share your location, based on your connection alone, companies like Google will be able to serve up location-based ads to whatever device you're browsing with.
Now, does this relate? This is not related to like the iPhone thing that came out this past week, right?
No.
That's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing.
There's a lot of people getting tracked this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's there was the other story about how
It's a find me kind of week.
Yes.
the iPhone keeps a log of every place you've ever been.
Yeah. Apparently, and there's still, I think, a lot of debate about what this is. But apparently, when I sync my computer, there's a file that will be up on my computer.
Yep.
With all those coordinates.
You know, what I really want is just a program that can interpret that into a cool log.
Well, you know what? It looks like there might be, because I have a link here that I thought was in the show notes. Nope. But they are on the Delicious account.
Because I'm not too paranoid about all the drug deals and illegitimate things I've been doing.
Yeah.
I have one in my pocket, but what I really want to see is a cool like color trail of every place.
Well, see, like I already have that because I've been experimenting with Google Latitude. You know? I mean, it's not the last how many years I've had an iPhone. Now, the other interesting thing was if you synced, like, okay, like I have a 3GS, I had an Edge phone before it. If you synced several iPhones on the same machine, like you're using the same account over, throughout the whole thing, it has your entire history of iPhone locations.
Right, that's
Period.
Awesome. I want access to that.
All these people are like, oh, I don't want people to find out where I am. I'm like, I want to know exactly where I was. Please.
Yeah.
And they say it's not completely accurate. I know Tom Merritt on TNT was talking about, he looked at his, according to he never left that area of California, even though he's obviously traveled to Florida, Las Vegas, wherever else. Apparently it's not triangulating in the method that you would do Google Maps do latitude or anything like that. It's kind of pinging, and I think it's getting the location of the tower that it's communicating with.
Yeah, it's still doing triangulation stuff. It's
Yeah.
weird that they're not. I mean, I guess they're not using the GPS because it would be too battery.
Yeah, and it's just and I guess this is just a coordinating tactic for information. Now, this is the interesting thing to come out of it. They say you're not really, you're pretty safe with it because it's something that's built into the system and everything, and it's just kind of a service for them, I guess, for communication with the cell towers, the cellular network, so you get the best service. Something technical, I'm sure, that I don't understand. But they say you may not want to jailbreak your phone. Because, and this was, I never thought about it this way. When you jailbreak your phone, for the geeky guys out there, that's like running your computer in administrator mode. Basically. Right. Which means anybody can get into your phone if it's just running in administrator mode and run code and get that information a lot easier than typically.
I guess a lot of people aren't making that point. Which considering the backbone that a lot of stuff has, I mean, I wonder. Because, for instance, on an Android device, you can root an Android device.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can still, completely, quote-unquote, jailbreak an Android device. You can do whatever you want on it. But in order to delete, applications that are installed by the carrier, you have to root the device. But you can root the device, uninstall whatever you want, and then unroot the device.
Right.
Yeah,
which would take you back to being a base user without those root privileges, so your device would still be okay. But for the iPhone, I don't know what the alternative is.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it without doing a restore that I'm aware of.
That's
But still, it's interesting. It's and now it's like, I went up in New York and the in-laws were like, oh, we don't want to get an iPad now because they can track you. And I'm like, oh, first of all, you got that from the Evening News, and it's complete BS because you got it from there, and they have half the facts, if that.
You also have to look at where they live.
Yeah. Well, even have you seen the Facebook stories here in Pittsburgh on the news? I mean, they're very scare tactic. What are your kids doing on Facebook? One was a glorified advertisement to track your kids on Facebook without them knowing it, and went through the service.
I don't have kids.
Well,
Yet
that you know of.
Wow.
What?
I quit.
You're Chachi.
Screw you guys.
Like Peter Jackson, you got big balls.
Speaking of Peter Jackson. No, I'm kidding. Go
Peter
ahead.
Jackson, what?
I actually do have a Peter Jackson related story.
I know. I just want to touch on it because of the title.
Me too. That's the only reason I wanted to for that one too. What the hell was I talking about?
Facebook protecting children.
Oh yeah. The news thing. The evening news and the CNN talking about Facebook and iPads and everything is the worst freaking thing for disinformation out there. It's because they're like, I can't get an iPad because they can track me now. First, who's using this to track you?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, this is here. Nobody knew about it.
Apple did.
So no, I guess Apple does, and it's like, oh, they're tracking you know where you are. I'm like, then throw your cell phone out the window because you're being tracked with that flip phone.
Get rid of your cell phone. If you've bought a car since 1996, congratulations, there's a computer in there.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a computer in my car?
Yeah. So, I mean, and I don't think this applies to your my Wi-Fi iPad.
Wi-Fi.
Because there's no 3GS, or I'm sorry, there's no 3G, there's no GPS in this thing. It's just Wi-Fi. It doesn't have...
There is GPS in the iPad Wi-Fi.
There is.
But you have to be connected to the internet for it to actually correlate data.
Well, it's not like a real GPS. It's not like there's a GPS chip in here.
It's the same GPS that's in your laptop.
Have you seen it?
Okay. But still, it's not a full-on... It's not communicating... The point is, it's not communicating with cell towers.
No, your point is invalid. Stop trying.
I'm trying. This point is going to work, I swear. But anyways.
Wow.
Chachi, you can... Rob, do you got anything else to add before we go to this other one?
No, move on.
No, move on.
Save yourself.
Okay. So I brought up the Delicious page because we've flown through the links that were in the notes. No, it's a good thing. Normally we don't get halfway through it.
It's true. Oh yeah.
But and Sorg put in this article from Engadget. It's entitled, and this is all we have to say, but it says, James Cameron picks up 50 red epic M's, high fives Peter Jackson.
Yes,
it.
and I thought that went right along with Peter
High
Jackson
five.
last week.
Yes.
So, I don't know. It's okay.
That's it.
He's picked up on the technology,
Yeah.
which is like the cheaper technology for Hollywood. So
Right.
it makes sense. So given the talk of 3D, hopefully being easier. Now I wonder if he is writing with or is filming at 48 frames per second like Peter Jackson.
Why not?
I don't know.
I mean, I went on, I scrolled down.
He's James Cameron. Maybe he'll jump up to 64.
Yeah, I scrolled down. Let's see, where's it at? Oh, I lost it. Well, oh, here it is. But it's just a list of movies being filmed with this camera. Spider-Man, Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
People using it to shoot wildlife.
Yeah, I'd love
96 frames per second.
This is all stuff coming out.
Yeah,
I'd like
this
to
is
see
all stuff with it.
Are movies just now being shot with this? Because I think the Reds have been out in general. They have filmed a few things. I would like to actually be able to get a list and watch a few Red shot movies, and do a little comparison. Just see if it does kind of come off. I don't know if I want to see it because I'm watching stuff on DVD and maybe the Netflix stream, but I think that'd be an interesting comparison for somebody. For me being in video. So yeah. All right.
Are we done?
We had a link in the chat room.
We did?
Beforehand.
Oh, right.
Yes.
That link.
And then we've been keep going back to this, but and it just closed my log me in, so I have to get back into it. But Cricket is releasing a dual core tablet.
Lies. Not true. Is Rob still alive?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. I got
Okay.
sidetracked. You don't want to know what I'm reading about.
Kind of do, but I'm not going to make you talk about it.
The resistivity of various metals.
I
Right.
think that's
I didn't wanna know about it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I feel like we're just like below the line here on our knowledge base, Chachi.
Below the line. I can't even see the line
Just like,
when it comes to that topic.
we're doing what now?
All right, so
Tell me more about the iPad.
Cricket's releasing a wireless tablet, 7 inches, Wi-Fi only, Android,
Hmm?
1024 by 600.
You sound so bored by this.
It's Cricket. I'm not excited about this.
It's interesting because it's Cricket. It's Cricket. Come on.
Right.
It's a local, accessible.
It's not just local. They're all over the place.
I know, but it's more localized. You're
Yeah.
not picking up Cricket if you're in Little Sharon, PA.
Right.
You're picking up Cricket if you're in Pittsburgh, if you're in Cleveland,
Yeah.
if you're in maybe Columbus. It's a metropolitan phone service.
Right.
And it's a cheaper metropolitan phone service that's going to be more accessible to people that just said, here, a smartphone is within your reach, sir.
It's not a smartphone. It's a tablet.
Well,
But I mean,
I'm saying this
yeah.
is the stuff they've been doing, and now the tablets are, and now you're going to see all your friends on Virgin Mobile
Right.
and Boost. Is Boost still around? Even?
Yes.
Where you at?
Yeah.
Um.
I'm in your basement
yes, you are.
recording this podcast.
Yes, you are. No, it's Mayhem Studio. Thank you.
Oh, I'm
yes.
sorry. So the tablet, it's about the same size as the Galaxy. 1.3 megapixel camera on the front, 3 on the back. I'm reading the article because you didn't share the link until now. Battery is a roomy 4,000.
4,000 what?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. 1.2 gigahertz dual core Snapdragon. It runs,
It's going around everywhere. Phones have that.
yeah.
Tablets have that. So
It's running gingerbread.
I mean, don't expect it to be the sleekest tablet, but considering the zoom,
All I have to say
yes,
about this tablet device is that it runs gingerbread. That's it.
okay. Oh wow, that's not even.
That's
it's
not a
honeycomb.
tablet.
So it's like the Tab. It is like the Tab.
Exactly.
It's just a giant cell phone.
Right.
And that's why it's on Cricket. It all comes together.
That's right.
So I feel bad for Cricket.
I
feel bad for our audience that listens to Cricket. Like I know one of them does. So
Cricket's sitting around. They're talking to Samsung. They're like, "Hey, can we have that Galaxy Tab? We can rename it.
You got the old busted.
Yeah.
You know,
How about you hook us up?"
Samsung Cricket Tab.
It's just bad.
On that note, I think unless Rob, you have anything else to contribute this week?
No, I don't really like cricket. So there was a who is it? Somebody's making a clamshell tablet.
A clamshell tablet.
Did you see that?
No.
Let me see if I can.
Did you link it?
Sony S2.
The Sony S2 is that?
Wow, there's a lot apparently. There's a Toshiba clamshell tablet, which is the Libretto W100. There's the Sony S2. I think the Sony S2 is the big deal.
Oh,
it's a dual screen honeycomb clamshell tablet.
Isn't that's the PlayStation tablet, right?
It has honeycomb.
Yeah. All the true tablets should have honeycomb.
I forgot to point out the price is it's no contract, $300 to $400. So
Okay.
I mean it's cheaper than everything else out there.
All right.
So I mean you're getting what you pay for. You're getting a giant cell phone.
Gingerbread, who comes up with these names? Very hungry people
Right.
at Google. I saw an interesting article today about Google employees using their hands. And it was showing all the shops and other stuff. It was just on the Google blog if you want to check it out. And they like just have a big playground for these people over there at Google.
All the smart technologies companies do.
But it's
Well, I mean, the
seriously,
secret
yeah.
to that is they're not trying to entertain you. They're trying to make you feel they're trying to make you feel not as bad about the fact that you live in the office.
Yeah. So they make it the norm and acceptable that you're there and you're there all the time and
Yeah, I mean, they don't give you a ball
your
pit
mind.
so you can show up at 8 in the morning, use the ball pit, and go home at 5. They give you a ball pit so you can show up at 8 and leave at 8.
And that's I watched the Pixar story and it's kind of the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, have you watched that yet?
No. Not yet.
You've seen
keep
pictures
forgetting.
of Pixar. Pixar, they're like got Nerf guns and all this kind of crap, right? But they're a lot. They're talking about like they're trying to get the main director to go take a vacation after one of the movies came out because he needed to see his family. But that's the kind of like creative or engineering, maybe in Google's case, mindset where work, you get to that point by you loving your work and you would probably do it more than a normal person, but to make that inviting for them to foster that is really cool. And is not
right.
enough of that.
I mean, it's one of those things where if you don't mind the work environment, you're going to stay there.
Yeah.
If you find a job that you enjoy, you will never work another day in your life.
Right.
There you go.
That's
wow.
why Rob is always broadcasting from the office.
That's right. Rob doesn't go home, apparently.
Really don't at this point.
Because he's either there or
upstairs.
Or he's upstairs, which I think is a whole nother company.
Oh, I have to, at some point, I have to figure out how to set it up. But Samsung just came out with a 55-inch LED amazing TV.
Okay.
We have 7 of them downstairs.
Oh my god.
Wow.
If you follow me on Instagram, you can see a really hilarious picture of our developer David hanging out, catching a tan. Because we have them lined up. Like there's 6 on, 3 on each side, and then 1 in the front.
Now I thought I saw one with a bunch of iPads on a table.
That was also yesterday.
Okay, I did see that. You gotta watch. Yeah, if you follow his Instagram, it's pretty fantastic. Do you tweet those out for people that follow that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he does. It's one of the few things Rob does that I like.
Yeah, I mean, Rob just works in a glorified technology porn shop at this point.
You could say that, yeah. I mean, at this point, I've only been there since January, but at this point, we've got 7 monitors downstairs. And yes, it's cool, but, you get over it pretty quick.
You get over it pretty quick. Yeah, 7 monitors I see every day, man. It's just another monitor.
We're just gonna wait because we have a bunch of Apple 20s, like Apple Cinema 20s that they bought like a while ago, and we just kind of toss those around now. We use them for everything, and so we're waiting because, like, in maybe 2 years, a 55-inch LED is not going to be an impressive thing.
That's true. That is true.
I'm gonna have a 55-inch LED monitor on my desk.
I know. I never thought that I'd see the day where like half the people I know have like a 40-inch television.
Oh, it's insane.
It is ridiculous the way.
You know how big my TV at home is?
How big?
It's 23 inches, I think.
Now wait, don't you still have a tube?
Yeah.
At home. I know
Is
Chachi
that,
does.
are you asking me or what?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Rob.
Oh no, I actually our friend AJ was moving and I found it in his closet. It's an LCD.
Jeez. You gotta love people working tech. They just have extra tech lying around. Yeah. So,
but I don't have any big displays or anything in my house. It's really fun.
Yeah. And then there's us. I'm looking at 2 CRTs in front of me, and you
need to fix that. You really do. You frustrate my boss.
I know. Well, sorry. Believe me, if I could get more LCDs, I would. But we're working on that. It'll come, sir. It'll come when we'll have these days. We'll have this all figured out.
When do I get paid?
Jeez. Well, I think it's time. Good point.
Wait, we're
close
getting
the
paid?
Good point to close the show.
Yeah, we're getting paid,
Yeah.
Chachi.
Oh
Oh.
no. Keep clicking those Audible ads, guys.
Yeah, because Rob and I won our paycheck.
Yeah, really. We've got a little back dues.
Exactly.
You guys get one email about payday, and then it's all over.
Speaking of dues, tell your wife to read her freaking email.
Can you make my check out to Pete Jones?
Jeez. Guys, Rob, what are you
For tax
doing? What are
reasons.
you doing other than hanging out at your tech porn shop?
I am, what do I got going on? I got Flock of Cycles. If you ride a bike in Pittsburgh, it's been nice out lately. You should get on a bike. Flock of Cycles.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be a perfect time for us to do that show concept we were talking about.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do that thing. You should,
What thing?
you should doodle me so we can diary this.
I did doodle you, and you didn't diary me back.
That sounds
You did not
dirty.
doodle me.
I don't know what to do. Wait, is this a new term the kids are saying?
It's I've been listening to too much Merlin Man. If you need to schedule a meeting with somebody, use Doodle. It's a website. Doodle. It's for scheduling meetings and stuff and diaries.
Oh wait, this is for real. This isn't like you look nice today. This is for real.
Yeah, this is for real. It's a website where you go to Doodle.
Oh,
and,
I think I heard about this.
Yeah, and you say like you want to set up a meeting, so you fill out the boxes of what are your open slots, and then you send that out to everybody you want to have a meeting.
You know
with.
what?
And they all fill it out.
This came up in 4 Hour Work Week, which I finished, and I could do half a show on the review.
You should, if you're into 4 Hour Work Week and that kind of stuff, are you listening to Back to Work?
It wasn't on my radar.
Merlin Man and Dan Benjamin on the 5x5 network.
You guys
Oh
are
my
talking about-
god! Oh
Amazing.
my god! It is back to work, huh?
Back to Work. It is absolutely incredible.
You guys are talking about doodling each other.
But anyway, yeah. So doodling and diary is just,
5x5,
we need to talk about this. And write
Oh
some things.
man, this is
So
good
doodle
stuff.
me so we can diary this.
I'll do it. The diary's in a. Oh man, my head's exploding with new terms here. I like new toys like that. Anyways.
But yeah, so riding a bike. I'll be in shooting a wedding this weekend, and then I'm home for a weekend, and then I go to Washington D.C. and then I'm back for a few weeks.
Excellent. Chachi, what's going on with you, sir?
Well, I'll be hanging out in downtown Pittsburgh tomorrow from 11:30 to
Give
12:30.
it somewhere. Now, if nobody specifically finds you, are you just going to give the Museum tickets to some random person
No.
and tell them to come to
If no one
swordshunmedia.com?
finds me from 11:30 to 12:30,
Yes.
then they'll have other opportunities throughout
There's
the
people
day.
downtown. You've run into people we know downtown.
Right.
So that you know
I
they're
think
down
you should
there.
just run up to some random elderly person, punch them in the face, and hand them Museum passes.
Wow.
ChachiSays.net. Bow!
So I get arrested for assault.
Yes.
Wow.
You make the
Good news.
paper. You
good
get to
news.
give a shout out to your blog.
Yeah.
That is dirty.
We could send Jim Loke down. Like,
But yeah, no. Chances are someone will find me from 11:30 to 12:30 in downtown Pittsburgh.
Excellent.
If not, I have some running around to do after work tomorrow. So
It's a whole thing.
yeah, I mean, I'll just keep tweeting where I am, and the first person to come up and be like, can I have I can't even say it. 2 Toonseum passes. We'll get them. And then you can
Excellent.
check out the vidcast and everything I do at chachisays.net.
Of course.
Sorg, what
And
do you got going on?
I got so much going on. I am going to be jobless.
You're not jobless.
I know I'm not jobless. It feels like that because I don't have I'm leaving my job of 6 years as of tomorrow.
Oh man, that's a big deal.
No, it isn't. Apparently
Yeah,
not.
it is.
Apparently not to anybody there. It's business as usual. They're like, just get this job done before you leave. So there's that. God, should I get into all the things I'm involved with right now?
No.
No. CafeSolstice.net coming up soon here.
May
In
1st.
the next month. Well, maybe not exactly. Well, May 1st is Sunday first thing.
Okay.
And I don't know if we'll be able to do the Monday because it's something we have to do with that. But we've stolen away the Kinnick clan to work on it for
Good,
us.
because I'm getting hungry.
You're getting hungry?
Yeah.
So my father-in-law and my and brother-in-law are down here and they're helping. They're going to be helping run the joint. So it'll be interesting. We're going to social media it up. You're going to hear about this thing. I'm saying I want to put a webcam in there. You know, whoa! And apparently they're all back upstairs. I'm not used to this many people in the house when we're recording.
It's getting loud.
Yeah, it's getting loud up there.
Gonna have to go upstairs and
smack some people. So go check out that sorgatronmedia.com. We have the first of our many videos coming up from the Comic-Con. I'm probably, once I get kind of the ball rolling on that, we'll probably do 1 to 2 interviews a week because I have 14 of them. So get those out there before, next year's Comic-Con. So keep on sorgatronmedia.com for that. And Chachi says Wrestling Mayhem show. And we have some more projects going to be coming up that you'll hear about there, hopefully within.
Yeah, I'm
the
really
week.
excited.
The week? Did you see the thing? Did you see the previs thing I sent you for the intro for the thing?
No, I haven't.
No. Well, they're all going to see it probably next week.
Okay.
And Chachi is going to be doing some really interesting things with our friends from. I'll tell you next week.
That place that we can't mention right now.
I'm really excited to get that one going.
It's going to be fun.
And a few other projects along the lines.
So, you can reach us at...
Oh, what's that at? That's a contact at awesomecast.com.
Yes.
Or you can drop a phone number to. It's on your screen, so why not?
724-25-ACAST. That's 724-252-2278.
Excellent. Thanks you, Chachi. Well, guys, this has been your awesome cast for this week. For Rob, Chachi, thank you to our awesome chat room. You guys have been hopping all night. It's been great to see in a lot of language I can't repeat. You've been our awesome audience.
Yes.
Have an awesome week.